Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing on with my makeup basics series and we are going to be talking all about contouring. Contouring is something that has been around for years. When I first started off in makeup, we learned about it in makeup school as to correct irregularities in the face or how to emphasize people for television, photography to enhance the overall structure. And then as we got into the mid-2010s with the rise of the kind of Kardashian beauty look, that is when contouring became more mainstream for the everyday makeup wear. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to contour and really explain how to customize it towards your particular face shape and your desired outcome. Let's get right into this video. I always say, step back, look at your skin, find your natural contour color, because with social media, beauty magazines, just everything out there, you'll have a lot of people who are using their bronzers to contour. And yes, some skin tones can get away with that. But if you're using a very warm orangey bronzer and you're someone like me who has a cooler undertone, you are gonna look like you have an orange stripe on your cheek. That generally is not the desired outcome when you're contouring. So for reference, here I have a contour powder and here I have a bronzer. The contour powder has more of a grayish, shadowy undertone. The bronzer is a warmer, more vibrant undertone. Contour is to help recede areas. So how an area would look when it's in shadow. So when I'm looking at my face, if I turn my face to the side and now the light is hitting it, you're gonna see a tiny bit of shadow right through here, but where I've turned my face, the light is blowing out any of the shadows. You're not going to get the most realistic effect. If I turn my face straight on, now you can see right through here, there is a shadow. Does my shadow look more cool and ashy? Or does it look more warm and vibrant? Which one do you think? I'm gonna go with the cooler, more ashy tone. And generally, that's a great thing. Some people, if you have a warmer, more peachy undertone, you can get away with using pale bronzer. And that will work for some people, but I generally like to do a contour step and bronzer step. You don't need to contour in every single look. Next is looking at the contour brush. I like little brushes like this, almost what we would call a candlestick brush. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Powder in Sculpt. What I like about this is it has a point to it, but it also has a flimsiness to it. You'll have some people who use brushes like this, more angled brushes to contour, and you can do that. Honestly, when it comes to your makeup application, find the shape of a brush that works for you and fits your needs. Sometimes when I'm working with a client who has a very petite face and I don't have a lot to contour, I'll use an eyeshadow brush to go through and contour their face. So starting with my contour, I'm going to use my contour brush. I'm going to use my contour powder. This powder is from the brand Peripera. This is the Ink V shading in number 3 Hazel Gray. It has 3 different tones, so if you want to, you can use individual tones. I like to mix all 3 shades together. The way I like to start with contouring is first figure out what my end goal is. Do I want to enhance the natural shape of my face? Or do I want to contour to create the illusion of a different shaped face? Previous times when I started in makeup school and was looking at different makeup books, the primary usage of contour was to create the ideal face shape, which was considered an oval. But things have become more diverse and there's a wider range of things that are considered beautiful. Why not enhance the face shape that you naturally have? My face shape is more long, so what I like to do is follow my natural contour. Using your fingers or the back of a brush, find your cheekbones. I like to use my index and middle finger and poke. You don't need to ram in, but press in here. Here you will find right here. If I go right here and press up, there's my cheekbone. Contour normally goes under your cheekbone. So look straight ahead and then you can normally see a little bit of a shadow. With my brush, I'm going to angle up at about 45 degrees and then angle back away from me. So my brush is angled up and towards my hairline. And I'm gonna start doing a little circular motions right under my cheekbone, blending into the hairline. And when I'm bringing my contour in, I normally like to stop at the outer corner of my eye. And it's a little bit easier, in my opinion, to determine your placement looking straight ahead. And then if you need to, you can turn your face. I'm gonna turn my face so it's easier for you all watching to see, but starting back here, the bulk of my product is here, and then I'm gonna do little buffing motions towards the outer corner of my eye. And you can either go more angled to create a longer effect on the face. You can go more straight to kind of shorten the look of the face. I want to balance out the shape of my face, so I like to go more straight so it breaks up the upper and lower half of my face to create more visual balance. But if you have a very short, round face, then you can go more at an angle that will add the illusion of a little bit more length to the face. So I also like to hold my brush quite low down, that way there's very little pressure. The closer you are to the hair bundle on the brush, the more pressure it's gonna have. I hold mine towards the bottom of my handle and very lightly whisking almost my contour where I want it and easing up on my pressure as I go forward. And then if you want to, you can just gently manipulate that product out and up. And then you can kind of see here side to side. So one side with contour versus without. And then for me, I don't like any type of harsh lines. I'll take my brush I used for powder and just very lightly re-blend over. In person, I can see what looks like my natural shadowing here is being enhanced, but I can't see a strong line, so I'll come a little bit closer. The next really common area to contour on the face is the forehead. So pick up a little bit more on my brush, tap off the excess. When you're contouring the forehead, generally it is to create the illusion of a shorter forehead. So what I like to do is angle my brush, once again 45, angled towards my hairline, and then I start buffing into the forehead. What I will do for like pictures, or if I want to, where my hairline recedes right through here, I'll create an imaginary line through here and then buff. You're gonna mess up your hair a little bit, but you can always go back and fix that. Start back here so there's the most product here, then lightly whisk your way down, blend into the hairline. Take your powder brush. There you go. And what that's going to do, it's just going to help recede the forehead and create a little bit more shape. Other commonplace is the jawline. I have facial hair, so contouring through here won't really do much for me, but you can just, some people will contour on the bone, which I'm not a big fan of. It can look a little like a brown line on the cheek. Some people will go under, and if you're just contouring right under your jawline, it's not going to really give you the effect. I like to contour and not going under the bone, not going on top of the bone, going right on the bone. So where the bone kind of projects and has that round, contour right there. That way you'll get a slimming and sharpening effect. The next really common place you'll see people contour is the nose. I like to switch to a smaller brush. This is my BK Beauty A503, and pick up a little bit more of my contour powder. And then for this point, I like to have a very light hand. So holding on my brush very low down. General rule of thumb is the farther apart your brows are, the wider the bridge of the nose is going to look. Sometimes people will have irregularities where their nose wants to go one side to the other. Sometimes people will have a kind of bump in the middle of the bridge that creates like an uneven appearance. Some people have more of a bulbous tip. My nose is straight because that is something I had done when I was younger. But so for me, if I want to enhance my nose, I will start very, very lightly in like little fine dash motions. So for me, my nose is straight, and I like to start right here where the brow bone meets the bridge of the nose, and then kind of just do little tiny pulling motions I always like where the nose bridge rounds, your brush will naturally lift off. So going right here and letting the brush lift off naturally. And then you can do the same thing, but flick upwards to shorten the appearance of the nose. So it's kind of hard to see because where the nose projects forward, shadows being cast on both sides, but if I turn here, you can kind of see where my nose just kind of looks a little bit more bulky and bulbous through here, whereas on this side, it looks like there's a little bit more definition. I like to take my brush and just smooth over. Sometimes I'll even use my finger just to smooth that out, because nose contour, it is something that is very hard to get to do correctly. And if your nose contour placement is too broad and you have, say for instance, your nose contour, instead of being just right here on this point where you want it, if it comes too far down here, what that's going to do is it's going to make it look like this area is pushing back. And as we get older, we lose facial fat through here, which will then will make the nose look like it's coming forward. So if you pull your nose contour in the blending process too far down here, it's going to make your nose look like it's extending further forward or projecting further forward. Now, something that I like to do, which not everyone has to, I don't like how much my nostrils project. So what I like to do is just very lightly, right here, just a little tiny bit. There you go. So you can see here to here, this side just looks a little bit more compact, where this side looks a little bit more extended or flared. And then same thing on this side. Another great trick, if you're someone who likes to contour your nose, but you can always feel like you see where it starts right up here. Great trick is have a mirror stationed on the surface below you so you can look down into it. Tilt your chin up right here where that starts. You should be able to see the orbital ridge of the eye. So then you can take that contour powder and start adding a little bit of contour to the socket line of the eye. And once again, I like to keep my brush angled upwards. Most of your product will go into the brow, which no worry. If some gets right here under your brow where you normally like to highlight, it's okay. We can clean up and balance it out. Light hand, just gently massaging. There you go. And then if you want to, just very lightly, tick, 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 tick. Flick up towards the tail of the brow. But you can see here, it's going to help recede the brow bone, and now it looks like you have a little bit more lid space, or the eye looks a little bit more open. So that can be a little tricky. Have your mirror, look straight down, tilt your chin up, light hand on your brush, where your nose contour meets the socket of your eye, where it meets the brow bone. Very light hand, little circles, gently buff. And then you can even go windshield wiper motion back and forth and buff. I like to do a mix of both. As you get more comfortable, your pressure on the brush is nice and light. You can go a little bit quicker, but for me, I always like to go nice and slow. And then when you get to this outer corner, I generally like to stop, find where your lower eye stops, where your lash line wants to tilt upwards. From the point of the brow, here's where I like to stop my socket contour. And then right there, flick, flick, or tick, 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 lift towards the tail of your brow. There you go. So now you have a little bit of a eye contour too. And if you're not sure where to start your eyeshadow, now you have a guideline. In real time, I'm going to finish off my contour. So a little bit over here, and then right back through here. Remember, I like to angle up, back, work through, pick up a little bit more, do the hairline. And then if you wanted to, you could do the jaw. I have facial hair, so it really doesn't make a difference. And one more point that's recently becoming a little bit more popular. I'm gonna use my little brush. If you want to, you can curl your lower lip in, and then right under the ridge of the lip, you can use your brush just to go right here. And what that's gonna do is when you relax your lip, it's going to create more of a pouty effect. I used to do this a lot more when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I get lip filler. I naturally get that shadow from my lip filler, so I don't really do this anymore. It becomes a little too much for me. So let me take my brush and soften that down. Okay. But as you can see in real time, contouring, once you figure out your placement, how to do it, the look you're going for, it's quite easy. A little point to take with you, if you want something to be longer, then work at an angle. If you want to shorten the appearance, create a straight line. So like for forehead, if you want to shorten the forehead, you want a straight line. If you want to shorten the width of your face, straight line. If you want more of a kind of squarish effect on the jaw, straight line. If you want more of the V-line jaw, linked to the face, you want more of a diamond-shaped forehead, then you can work at an angle. The further you bring your nose contour down towards the fleshy part of your cheek, down the bridge of the nose, the longer and more projected your nose will look. So keep it nice and tight right through here, and then really just focus at where you need it to feel confident with the look you're going for. I hope that was helpful. Up next, we're gonna be talking all about highlighting, which will really help to make our contours pop. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with a friend that you think might enjoy it. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, y'all.